This is Jews 12. I am not perfect and I am human and I make mistakes. This is my sincere attempt to summarize the 12th juz of the Quran in a calm and gentle story format that is easy to listen to and easy to understand. The story continues by drawing the heart into one of the most emotionally rich and deeply human narratives in the Quran. At this stage, the message speaks through lived experience. It shows how faith unfolds through patience, betrayal, longing, restraint, forgiveness, and trust in God's plan, even when that plan is hidden for a long time. The story opens with a young boy who sees a dream that fills him with wonder. He sees stars, the sun, and the moon bowing to him. He shares this dream with his father, who immediately understands that this dream carries meaning and future responsibility. The father gently advises his son not to share the dream with his brothers, knowing that jealousy can quietly destroy love and reason. From the very beginning, the story introduces a theme that will repeat again and again. Human emotion is real and faith must exist alongside it. The boy's brothers feel jealousy growing in their hearts. They believe their father loves this younger son more than them, even though the father cares for all of them. Instead of confronting their feelings honestly, they allow jealousy to turn into resentment. They convince themselves that removing their brother will solve their pain. This is how wrongdoing often begins, not with sudden evil, but with unchecked emotion and false justification. They take their brother away and cast him into a deep well, abandoning him in fear and darkness. They return to their father with a false story, pretending sorrow while hiding guilt. The father senses the lie immediately, but he chooses patience over rage. His heart breaks, but he entrusts his pain to God. This moment introduces a powerful lesson. Sometimes truth is known, but wisdom chooses patience while trusting God to unfold what is hidden. The abandoned boy is later found by travelers and taken far from his home. He is sold into servitude in a foreign land. Though innocent, his life takes a sharp turn, yet even here God's care is present. He grows up in a household where he is taught, protected, and given wisdom. God grants him insight, clarity, and strength of character. As he matures, he is tested again, this time through temptation. He is invited toward wrongdoing behind closed doors, where no one would know. This test is not only about desire, but about integrity. He chooses to flee from sin, even though it costs him his freedom and reputation. He would rather face injustice than betray his conscience. This moment teaches that faith is not proven when eyes are watching, but when no one is watching except God. Despite his innocence, he is imprisoned. Years pass in confinement, yet he does not allow bitterness to take root. Instead, he continues to live with dignity, patience, and trust. And in prison, he becomes a source of guidance and comfort to others. Even while restrained, his heart remains free. This teaches that circumstances do not define closeness to God. Sincerity does. The story then turns toward dreams again. Dreams become a language through which God brings truth to light. The young man explains dreams truthfully without manipulation. Time passes, and eventually his gift is remembered when it is needed most. What once seemed forgotten is brought forward at exactly the right moment. God's timing unfolds slowly but perfectly. The scene shifts to power and authority. The once imprisoned servant is now raised to a position of trust. He is placed in charge of resources during a time of great trial for the land. Famine spreads, affecting many regions. People come seeking help, including his own brothers who do not recognize him. Now the story reaches a turning point. He holds power over those who once harmed him. He has every ability to take revenge, but he chooses wisdom instead. He tests their character not to humiliate them, but to awaken their conscience. He watches to see whether they have changed. Over time, the brothers reveal remorse, humility, and concern for one another. They admit their past wrongdoing without knowing they are speaking to the brother they wronged. This moment shows how time, hardship, and accountability can soften hearts that once hardened through jealousy. Finally, the truth is revealed. The brother they betrayed stands before them alive, honored, and forgiving. Instead of revenge, he offers mercy. He acknowledges their wrongdoing, but he also recognizes God's greater plan. What they intended for harm, God used for good. This moment captures one of the most powerful lessons of the juz. Human actions matter, but God's wisdom can transform even pain into purpose. The family is reunited. The long years of separation, grief, and unanswered questions find meaning. The dream from childhood is fulfilled not through arrogance or domination, but through patience, humility, and forgiveness. The story closes with gratitude, remembrance, and recognition that God's plan unfolds through paths humans could never fully imagine. Throughout this Jews, the message speaks gently but deeply. It teaches that jealousy can destroy families if left unchecked. It teaches that patience is not weakness, but strength rooted in trust. It teaches that integrity matters most when no one is watching. It teaches that injustice does not mean abandonment and delay does not mean denial. Above all, this judge teaches that God is always working even when the path feels dark, confusing, or unfair. Loss, separation, and pain may shape the journey, but they do not define the destination. Faith is shown not through ease, but through restraint, honesty, and trust in God's unseen wisdom. In this way, Judge 12 flows as a deeply human story of faith lived through emotion and time. It reassures the heart that even when life feels broken into pieces, God is quietly arranging those pieces into meaning. It reminds the listener that patience paired with sincerity is never wasted, that forgiveness heals both the giver and the receiver, and that God's plan, though slow to appear, is always precise, just, and filled with mercy.